Nashville real estate market finally seeing a slowdown? I'm covering all of this and more in today's video.
Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin Martin and I am a local Nashville real estate agent, and I specialize in helping savvy sellers who want to sell right and sell smart, as well as helping out-of-staters looking to relocate to the Middle Tennessee area. If this is your first time stepping by my channel, thank you so much. I am so thankful you are here and that you are even taking the time to watch these videos. So please feel free to click subscribe down below so that you're notified anytime I release new video content. In today's video, I am going to be tackling the current state of the Nashville real estate market as of May of 2022. So a lot of people have been asking me, are interest rates affecting the market? Are we seeing a slowdown? What is happening? So let's go ahead and start talking about what we're actually seeing. So are we seeing a slowdown? I actually believe that we are. That was not just clickbait to get you to watch the video. I actually truly do believe that we are seeing a slowdown. Now, what remains to be seen is whether this slowdown is going to be for a short time or if it's going to be over an extended period of time. And why do I say that? So what we're actually seeing over the last couple of weekends, we have noticed where a lot of homes, especially in the Franklin area, where even as of like February of 2022, we were seeing homes go exceedingly over, multiple offers. It was still very much a competitive market like what we've seen for the better part of the last 14 months. However, in recent weeks, we have started to see more inventory come to the market, and we've also started to see homes that generally, at even, just a couple months ago, generally would have gotten multiple offers and been gone in a weekend. And so now certain homes, even though they are showing beautifully, certain homes are actually now sitting on the market 5 days, 13 days, 14 days in Franklin, which we have not seen that in a long time. So that's one of our indicators that we are starting to see a shift in our market. Another thing, some of those homes that have gone on the market recently, generally, we would see homes getting 10, 15, 20, 30. I mean, even in February of this year, we were seeing homes get like 36 offers, 44 offers. It was insane. However, the homes that are still getting those offers after that first weekend, it's now maybe 1 offer or 4 offers. We're just seeing that there's not quite as much going on. And of course, you can attribute some of that to interest rates, right? Because as interest rates rise, the buying power does go down, which means that people that maybe could have afforded those homes before are not able to now, or maybe it's just out of reach now. Is this slowdown here to stay? What can we expect? Well, here's the thing. It's still going to be a couple of weeks before we get the data to really tell us what kind of a slowdown we're seeing, or if we're still exceeding where we were last year. It's gonna be really interesting when we do have those numbers come out, because we have numbers from April, but again, this shift started happening at the end of April, beginning of May. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, is it sustained? So last year, we really saw that mega boom where the market just exploded. It came in the middle of March of 2021, and it really lasted through June of that year. Then we actually did start to see a slight window open in July and August of last year, where we actually saw, still multiple offer situations, but again, not quite nearly as dramatic. So we did see a slight window open where some people who had maybe dealt with a lot of the buyer fatigue that came trying to get in the market in March, April, and May, a lot of them had an opportunity to deal with less competition in getting into a home. Then we did see a pickup again in parts of the fall, and we actually finished 2021 on a very strong December. We were actually up in comparison to the number of home sales that we saw in December of 2020. So is this going to be kind of that opening, that slight opening, and then it's going to pick back up, or is this going to be more sustained? That remains to be seen, because not only are we watching interest rates, but of course I know that economic factors are starting to factor into this. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this lasts. So what does this mean if you are looking at relocating here? What this means is that if you want to relocate here, truly getting in sooner rather than later is going to be a better financial opportunity for you if you are able to do so. And I say that because interest rates are expected to rise again throughout the year. They are predicted to rise potentially 6 more times before the end of the year. And so like I mentioned, when interest rates go up, buying power goes down. And so even though interest rates in the 5 feel painful compared to when we had interest rates in the 2, so if you're actually looking at the history of interest rates, 5s are actually still really, really good. So I would suggest if you are thinking about relocating here, still trying to get in sooner rather than later so that you avoid the interest rate hikes. And with the fact that we're seeing more inventory come to the market, and while we're still seeing more inventory come to the market with less competition, it does give you that opportunity to still snag a home. And here's the thing. You may not be happy about the interest rates where they are compared to those historic lows that we saw, but one thing to keep in mind is if we do see interest rates go back down at some point, you could have the opportunity to refinance down to that lower rate. So that is something to keep in mind as you're trying to navigate through the interest rates and everything else, as you're just trying to navigate it mentally. That is something to think that you could do down the road if we do see those interest rates recede. Because here's the thing, I will tell anybody who is asking right now, the best time to buy in Nashville was yesterday. And the next best time is today. And the next best time after that is going to be tomorrow. Just because, again, as we're seeing home prices appreciate along with rising interest rates, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you in terms of your monthly payment and what you have to bring to the table. So these are things to consider. And again, I know that not everybody is always in a position to jump right away, but the sooner you're able to do it, the better. Now, what does this mean if you're a seller? Well, if you're a seller in the Nashville area, it's still a great opportunity to sell. But here's where I have to caution you. Whereas the messaging for the last 14 months has been sell, 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 there's never been a better time to sell. Now it's almost like a proceed with caution. Is it still a great time to sell? Yes, but it might not be as great as what it was, just because, again, we are starting to notice homes can potentially sit a little longer on the market, and we are seeing less multiple offers than we were. And again, you can still end up in a multiple offer situation with the right pricing and the right marketing. However, it may be talking about 3, 4, 5 offers versus the 10, 15, 20 that we had been seeing earlier this year. But also, if you're a seller, here's something else to consider. If you are thinking about selling and you still want to stay within the Nashville area, being that you could have this window of opportunity opening to you to be able to get into another home without quite the crazy competition, it can make the process of selling on you just a little bit easier. Because I know a lot of times people go to sell, but they're like, or they want to sell, but they're like, I have no idea where I would go. I can't compete in this market. So this could be a great opportunity if you are wanting to sell and stay within the Nashville area for you to be able to do that without too many crazy factors coming into play where you're just going to be stressed out, right? If you're trying to sell and sell quick and all these people are trying to get you to sell quickly and you have no idea where to go and the market's moving the way that it was, that can be really, really stressful. This is opening up a window of opportunity for you to still be able to sell and to sell for great terms and still be able to purchase within this market without it being quite as stressful and crazy as it was. And again, we don't know that this slowdown, we don't know how long it's going to last, and we don't know where interest rates are going to go. So if you are thinking about selling before those interest rates keep going up to where your buyer pool is going to go down, it's still a good window of opportunity for you if you are thinking about selling. Now, if you're thinking about moving here and you're curious about what we're seeing in terms of the average home sale price and the average price per square foot, we're going to take a look at some of those numbers now. So before we jump into these numbers are going to be the average home sale price for single family homes as of April of 2022. So let's start with Brentwood. So in Brentwood, the average home sale price for a single family home in April of 22 was $1,287,468, and that's actually up 30.8% over April of 2021. Now let's take a look at Franklin. In Franklin, in April of 2022, the average home sale price for a single family home was $1,035,168, and that's an increase of 38.4% over the average home sale price in Franklin as of April of 2021. And then let's take a look at Nolensville. So the average home sale price in Nolensville for a single family home in April of 2022 was $707,096. That's actually an increase of 24.8% over the average home sale price for a single family home in Nolensville in 2021. If we're going to be talking about the average percent of list price that a home sold, let's first take a look at Franklin. In Franklin, the average percentage of list price that a home sold was 103.9%. So again, going over list price to win the house. Now in Brentwood, it was 103.6%, so not far off from Franklin. And now let's take a look at Nolensville. And so that was 102.4% of list price. And again, this was in April. We've started to see the shift. So by the time our May numbers come out, it's going to be really interesting to see what the statistics show us. Okay, and let's actually take a quick look at what the average price per square foot is. This is going to be for a single family home across all price points. Now, like I've explained in previous market updates, once you reach a certain price threshold, the price per square foot changes. But let's take a look at across all price points what the average price per square foot was for each Franklin, Brentwood, and Nolensville. The average price per square foot is $310. In Brentwood, it's $293, and in Nolensville, it's $240. Now, if we reach the different places, the different thresholds for where that price per square foot jumps, let's actually take a look at that. So in Nolensville, once you reach $659,000 and above, that's where your price point is going to jump. And at that price point and above, your average price per square foot is actually going to jump to $256. Now, it's not a super huge jump because remember it was $240 for across all price points, but right around that $660 is where the threshold jumps and you will see a higher price per square foot. Now let's take a look at Franklin. Okay, so in Franklin, that threshold is going to be right around $812,000. So remember, across all price points, $310 is the average price per square foot, but once you cross that $812,000 mark, then you're going to be looking at $360 a square foot. So in Brentwood, across all price points, you're looking at $293. Now, once you cross that 1.1 million mark, you're actually looking at $346 a square foot. So as you can tell, again, all of these numbers are from April of 2022. Like I've mentioned several times, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what our May numbers say once those numbers come out in the beginning of June. So to wrap all of this up, what does this mean? If you are a buyer looking to relocate here, the sooner you can get in, the better. It's going, just from the standpoint of we are seeing a window of opportunity open right now for not quite as crazy of a bid situation, but please don't get me wrong, because I'm not saying that all homes are sitting long or no homes are getting multiple offers. That's not true. We are still seeing homes that are priced right, marketed well. They are still getting multiple offer situations. It may just not be quite the volume of offers that we had been seeing. But if you are looking to avoid a multiple offer situation, we are seeing some homes that have been on the market, like I was saying, 11, 13, 14 days and more. So it could give you the opportunity to not have to get into a bidding war if one of those homes that's been sitting a little bit longer ends up being a fit for you. And again, just keep in mind the interest rates, as they continue to rise, your buying power does go down. So it will cost you more ultimately in terms of your monthly payment the longer you do wait, because we are expected to see interest rates rise. Now, if you're a seller, again, now can still be a great time, especially if you're looking to sell and then move somewhere else within the Nashville area, this is still a great opportunity because we are seeing less demand on certain properties, so you may not have to fight with as many people to get a new home so that you don't end up homeless. And if you are thinking about selling, please don't hesitate to reach out to me because we can talk about how to do this in the most strategic, stress-free way possible. There are multiple avenues and I would love to discuss it with you. And if you are thinking about moving here, I would love the opportunity to work with you and help you through the buying process in this crazy market that is Nashville, because even though we may be seeing this slight slowdown, what I will tell you is that the stats back up the fact that we are going to continue to see large amounts of people move here over the next 5 to 15 years. So Nashville is still a great place to put your money and to move your family. So if you are thinking about moving here, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. In fact, I actually have a free Nashville relocation guide. All you got to do is click the link down below and you will be able to download it. And again, my name is Caitlin Martin. Myself and my team, we would love to be able to help you if you're thinking about making a move here. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, I'm Caitlin Martin and I'll see you next time.